Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome to the final video of the Fire Emblem 7 project, because this is an extra video. So the first thing I'm going to discuss is, actually if you leave the game on the title screen, you'll actually see this little slideshow of all the different unit types you can find in the game. And you can see kind of their base stats, you can just see their little animations, their normal animations and whatnot. It's a pretty cool thing. It's kind of one of those things where if you just kind of leave the game on the title screen, kind of go off and do something else, you can kind of come back and just kind of watch it. It's kind of fun as it scrolls through. You can even see some of your Lord units in here as well. And there are some units that are actually modeled after characters in the game. Like right now they're showing off some of the Four Fangs and the Black Fang units. So and that's kind of what's showing right now. As you unlock more characters and as you reach certain parts of the game, like you'll actually see like different variations of this. Like I think once you beat Hector mode, you'll see kind of like Hector first, and you'll also see some of like Hector's units and the Ostian units and whatnot. It's kind of interesting. I don't know really what determines that, but that's basically kind of the first thing I guess I wanted to mention. The second thing is, I guess we'll go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and erase some data right here. I'll just go ahead and erase this because, you know, we have two epilogues, and I'm probably going to use these for something in a moment. But let's go ahead and erase the final chapter here. No regrets. I filmed everything, so everything is good to go. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually start a new game. Now, as I mentioned before, when you play the game for the first time, you don't actually get this choice. You immediately start with Lyn normal mode, and then you go into Eliwood normal mode. Once you beat that, you have the choice of selecting the three lords, and with Lyn and Eliwood you have the addition of hard mode, and with Hector you just get normal mode. Now once you do beat Hector mode, you get Hector hard mode, which I'll be talking about in a little bit. As I talked about with Lyn hard mode, it's really not much different from normal mode. Literally all the tutorial force stuff you do in normal mode is taken away in hard mode, which is why I did hard mode, is because I had more free range over my units. For Eliwood mode, hard mode is, as you would expect, a lot harder. The enemies have better stats, it takes a lot longer to level up your guys, and it's just overall more ruthless. They'll have more brutal enemy combinations. The defend chapters get really difficult because they have like endless streams of reinforcements. It's a pretty hard mode. I tried to actually do a hard mode playthrough alongside the main playthrough, and I did finish it, but I wasn't really feeling it too much, so I didn't really keep any of that data. But that's basically what hard mode is. Another thing that's unique to hard mode is that a lot of the promotion items you actually have to steal, so make sure you have a thief that's very highly leveled up, because otherwise you're probably not going to get those promotion items. And it's also pretty valuable to get the membership card as well. And speaking of cards, there's also a silver card that gets introduced in both hard modes. Normally you find it in the Aeon chapter, which is the first Kashuna chapter, and you have to actually steal it from him. And the silver card, basically when it's in your inventory, basically when you use it at shops, you'll actually get a discount on everything. So if you want to purchase things, which in hard mode you may actually need that, it's something you pretty much have to have alongside you. So that's pretty much the main thing of hard mode. As far as Hector hard mode is concerned, Hector hard mode is quite honestly the most brutal mode of this entire game. Not only do you have all the added challenges of, you know, the normal hard mode, some of the chapters get really, really difficult, and some chapters actually add in their own unique effects. Just to give a few examples, the Desert chapter, it's actually a Fog of War chapter, and I am not joking, it is a Fog of War chapter. Cog of Destiny, which is the big map with either Lloyd or Linus that has like waves and waves of units. They're all physical units. In Hector hard mode, they're all magic units. So you'll have Valkyries, you'll have Druids, you'll have Sages, you'll have Bishops. It's really difficult because you know, resistance is one of those stats where not many units have high resistances, so you'll be taking a very consistent damage on every single turn, and it can just be very, very brutal. So Hector Hard Mode is definitely a challenge. I guess another thing I can think of is in the second Kashuna chapter, the one in the desert, the underground ruins, Kashuna actually force leaves after a few turns. So because of that, all the units and the magic seal's gone, so they'll just be going right at you, and it can be quite brutal in that right as well. So that's another change. The last Kashuna chapter, from what I remember, it's all berserkers. Like, you just fight berserkers, and they have, like, really dangerous weapons, too. So it can be pretty brutal. It can be a pretty brutal, just a brutal mode altogether. It is kind of fun to watch people, like, try to play it. I know that SMXLI tried streaming Hector Hard Mode at one point, and he was just getting destroyed. Rightfully so, because it's a very hard mode. It really, really is, and you need to kind of be at your best if you want to get through it. But did want to spend some time talking about it, because that is not something I'm going to be showing for this playthrough, but it is definitely something that exists, and something I felt like talking about. So now we're going to go ahead and make our way into the extras, which there are a couple things worth mentioning. I'm going to cover Link Arena last. But first we're going to go to Battle History here. Battle History is basically all the playthroughs you've done on, you know, basically your cartridge or your ROM file. Essentially, this will just show you your total ranking of the game. And as I said before, it grades you on all of your different stats. Tactics, survival, funds, EXP, and combat. Now, here's the thing. You can challenge yourself to get a perfect 5-star playthrough, but it is really difficult to do because you either have problems managing your tactics and your funds, or you have difficulty regulating your experience gains. There's a lot of stats you have to kind of keep in mind as you're going out through the game. The funds is obviously, I think, the hardest statistic to manage. Tactics is really bad if you want to do support grinding, so if you're going to do support grinding, you're probably not going to get tactics anywhere near the top. But you know, getting funds, you can usually manage that by, you know, spending time at the arena, saving your items, not promoting any of your units, and keeping all of your gems, keeping all of your permanent increase items, stuff of that nature. That's the stuff that's going to basically get you a rank, or I think it's even an S rank file. But you have one for every mode. You have one for Lyn normal. You have one for Eliwood normal. You have one for Hector normal. You have one for Lyn hard, Eliwood hard, which didn't save my data as I mentioned before, and you have one for Hector hard. And yeah, that's basically all I have to really talk about. You know, getting an S rank on Lyn hard mode and Lyn normal is very, very easy because, you know, there's not really a whole lot you have to do. It's a very short section of the game, and basically, like, if you don't promote a unit, you basically get it easily. So, you know, this one's actually fairly easy to get, but the others, much different story. Much different story. Did I at least get, yeah, this was actually the playthrough I just did for, you know, Hector normal mode. And as you can see, Nino's actually there on the right. This is actually another effect of Apha's drops. If you use Apha's drops on a unit, that's the unit that's going to show up in the bottom right of this screen here. So that's another thing you can keep in mind. And as you can see, if you look at my stats right now, tactics and funds, those are the ones that I always seem to lack because, you know, I spent all that time support grinding, and even when I didn't do that, I just did not have the funds because I wanted to promote all of my units. I wanted to try to spend money as much as I could, and as a result, I came up short in a lot of respects. So it is really hard to get this A rank. It really, really is, or S rank even. But yeah, that's pretty much this section of the game. Next up, we have the support conversation menu. As you can see, I have a 19% support rating at the bottom there. Basically, if you want to get it 100, you have to get all the supports with every single character. And once you get them, they'll actually be saved. Even if you don't save your file, as long as your cartridge at some point reads the conversation, you'll actually get it, and you can actually view the conversation at any time. So you can just see the whole conversation again if you really want to, which is really cool. But yeah, here you can tell like what units support with whom supports with whom, whatever you want to say, and just kind of, you know, you can figure out like who all your units supports with, which is pretty cool. On my actual cartridge of the game, I actually have this 100% completed. It took many playthroughs to do it, though, because keep in mind, if you want to get all the support conversations, you can't really do them in all one playthrough unless you make like a bunch of save states or saves in general, because you can only get 5 supports per playthrough. Once you get 5, that character can no longer support, so you have to kind of manage things very strategically. One thing I'd always do is I'd always work on 2 characters, and then once I had the A available for those two characters, I would show one, reset the game, and get the other one. And then if I had another file back in the like older part of the game, I'd load that and, you know, work on 2 other characters. That's basically how you would do this, pretty much. And it gets pretty difficult, especially when you have characters at the end here, like Carla, who was only available at the very end of the game. There's also Renault, who's also kind of in the same, who has the same issue, because you get him like, literally once you get him, you have to start supporting with him, so. Yeah, it can be very difficult to get all these conversations, and, you know, there's also the characters where you can only get like one or the other, like Wallace, for example. Like, you have to, like, you know, do one playthrough to work on Wallace's supports. You have to do one playthrough where you have to work on Geitz's supports. And it's funny, because Geitz actually is a support partner with Corel, and Corel's another one of those cases where it's you get either him or Harkin, so you have to kind of work with, you know, basically one playthrough at a time, and you might have to do multiple playthroughs if you want to get all of them. But as I've said before, these are great instances of character backstory. And that's what I really, really like about this, because you get a lot of information about these characters as you go throughout the game, and I think that's really, really cool. So that is something you can do at your own leisure if you want to, but, you know, you can find these online, you can find scripts, I'm sure there's also videos where you can view these as well. So this is probably not something you have to do on your own time, but if you want the thing to show, like at the very bottom there, 100%, you do have to kind of work through getting all of them, and that can be quite time-consuming, to say the least. Next thing I'm going to be talking about is the sound room. This is basically where you can listen to all of the music in the game. The only problem is you have to get all of the music in the game. And as you can see, I am actually lacking a few songs. Now, if I remember correctly, I'll have to view what song this is. It might have something to do with the Link Arena, if I remember correctly. And I might be able to get that in like a few minutes anyway, because I'm going to be showing that off. But yeah, basically you have to, in order to get 100% here, you pretty much just have to listen to every song in the game. And generally you should be able to do that as long as you like get the proper cutscene. Keep in mind, though, if you actually skip some cutscenes and just hit start, there might be some music tracks you'll actually miss, so keep that in mind, that if you want to actually like hear everything and get this 100%, you have to individually listen to at least the start of every track in the game. But yeah, every song is here, and as you can see in the background, there's these little images. Let me see if I can do this properly. But yeah, if you hit like the A button, for example, you can actually change the images. And, you know, basically see all the still images you've created or gotten throughout the game, which is kind of cool. And I'm going to keep going until the end here because, yeah, you have the Hector exclusive ones. And you even have some of the, like, whenever you've gotten, like, a support ending with the main lords, you can also see those here, too, which is also kind of cool. But yeah, that's pretty much what this is. It's a pretty solid feature. But there is actually something else. Like, there is this song down here, which is song 89. I'll, again, look up what that is and explain in the video description which song that is. But as for this one, I believe this is a track that you can only get when you connect the Mario Kart Double Dash demo disc. Basically, when Mario Kart Double Dash came out, they had like a Nintendo disc inside of it as well. And basically, it had special offers and special trailers for certain games. There was one for Fire Emblem where if you actually had the disc in the GameCube, and you also had your Game Boy Advance link cable connected to your GameCube, you could get this exclusive song, and you could also get some exclusive weapons for the game as well, which are normally just like the emblem weapons, which are basically, they're weapons that have a lot of uses. They're pretty basic in terms of their power, though. I think they're just like a little better than the iron weapons, but not quite as good as the steel weapons, but they have a lot of good uses, and they also are pretty accurate as well. So you can basically bring some of those weapons over. Another weapon that's actually in there is the Wind Sword, which is a weapon we don't actually see in the game, the vanilla game, but it's basically, the Wind Sword is basically the answer, the anima answer to the Rune Sword and the Light Brand. So that's also in there as well. But yeah, that's pretty much something else. If you connect the that disc that came with some editions of Mario Kart Double Dash, you could get some extra items and some extra content for this game as well, which was kind of unique. So I always thought that was kind of a cool little addition. Sucks I never got that version of Mario Kart Double Dash, though, so that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And finally, we have the Link Arena. The Link Arena is, well, as you might expect, it's a game link where you can hook your Game Boy Advances to other Game Boy Advances, and you can actually fight other teams, which is kind of interesting. I don't have a team in here, though. Basically, to build a team, you actually go to one of your files. I'll go ahead and go with my Hector file here. You can pick your units. You can also trade items if you so fit as well. So just for fun, I'm going to go ahead and build a team really quick for both of my files, and I'm going to have them compete with each other just for fun. So I'm going to go ahead and stop right here, and I'll bring that up when I'm done, so hold on, guys. Okay, so I've actually built my teams here. So we have the Team Hector, and we have Team Elliewood. Let me actually look at this really quick, just to make sure that they don't have, like, really, really bad weapons. Okay, I probably should have given, like, Raven the Regal Blade, but I think this should be fine. Yeah, still has some pretty solid weapon types anyway. But yeah, basically from Hector I chose Hector, Farina, Nino, Rebecca, and Lynn. And from Team Elliewood I have Elliewood, Fiora, Raven, Priscilla, and Kent. I have a feeling Team Hector is going to win, but we'll find out. We'll have to find out how this actually works. So let's go ahead and do a practice here. Obviously I can't really do a linked battle because I'm not connected via Game Link cable to anything. And battle data, we'll obviously take a look at that when we get through here. But let's go ahead and do a practice. You can also do multiple teams if you want, but we'll just do 2 teams here. So we'll make Elliewood Team 1, we'll make Hector Team 2, and we'll see how these 2 teams combat against each other. So basically you choose your units here, and then you pick who you want to destroy. So let's see, I'm trying to think of what's the best way to go here. I feel like Rebecca could be a danger for Fiora, so I'm wondering if maybe we should go after Rebecca first. Not a bad shot, but Can I do anything else? Nino would also be a good target, obviously, and we can. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's it. Maybe we should just crit. See if we can maybe crit our problems away. Not quite. Not quite. So they get points for attacking. Next, we'll use the other team. Oh, they're actually going for me. Damn! Elliewood got destroyed. Yeah, as I figured, Rebecca was going to be a challenge and going to be a dangerous part of that team. So, let's see. How are we going to... Well, I can double at least. That's good. Do I have a brave weapon anywhere? I do not. Okay, well. Let's go ahead and get this girl down then. I forgot that the computer controls the other team. I almost forgot about that aspect. So I'm going to use Farina against Kent. Rightfully so, too, because... Oh man, Farina's deadly. I didn't even bring an archer either, so this is a problem. Let's see. Can you get rid of Hector, maybe? No, you can't. Yeah, Hector's team is way, way too powerful. Oh man, it's way too powerful. Hey. Man, I can't even do any damage against Hector, really. Then there's also Lynn, too. Yeah, honestly, what it came down to is that, in terms of my teammates, I think because I had more training opportunities with Hector's units, and Hector gets Farina, who is pretty damn broken as it is. It was a pretty unfair fight, not gonna lie. Like, yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do at this point. I mean, Raven might be able to put, like, some kind of fight in. Like, he can probably kill Nino here. But he also has to work through the other units, too, which I'm not sure if he'll be able to do that. Let's see, Lynn is going for... And so you can also trade with your units too, so you can give them better weapons as well. Again, that's why I was considering giving him the Regal Blade as opposed to what he has now, but it's too late for that now. Man, only at 9% chance to crit, that's pretty bad. And I can't really do anything against these guys either, so yeah, this battle's pretty much over. I can't even hit him with a killing edge right here. That's pretty insane. Maybe we get lucky and get that 9%. Nope. Yeah, Lynn's team was pretty stacked. Or Hector's team was pretty stacked. Ooh, he missed. He missed, not that it really matters much. At least we got to 100 points. That's something, I guess. Yeah, just gonna use for the Lynn kill here, because why not? Okay, that was pretty bad. And each unit surviving gets more points for your team too. Honestly, let's try the other way. Let's try doing Hector for me and then Elliewood for the other one. Just see if we can do anything. First of all, let's go ahead and just immediately kill you guys. Man, that's actually some solid, only 16 crit, though. Yeah, let's just go ahead and go for the flying kill. I'm surprised that's the only attack he did, though, to be honest. Okay, so How do I want to go about doing this now? Oh yeah, this can... Oh, he has the axe equipped though. Maybe we'll get lucky. Hey, look! Getting lucky. And see, Raven's obviously like the biggest threat of that team. Obviously gonna go after Rebecca, because she's about dead, but... Or not! Maybe we'll live, because... Sure, let's just solo his whole team. Man, I forgot that, like, my Rebecca is actually pretty freaking solid. I think Elliewood's gonna get the kill on her, though. Miss! That would have been so cool if Rebecca just soloed the entire team. That would have been pretty freaking hilarious. I mean, we're obviously gonna have the better run here anyway, but... Okay, so I can't quite one-shot Elliewood, but that's fine. Let's see if we can just get rid of you. Oh yeah, definitely. No matter who he attacks, I feel like Elliewood's gonna be pretty much dying here. We'll make it easy. It's kind of weird, I don't get, like, the killer I don't get any crit on the... Oh, I think he has the Iron Rune, that's why. That makes sense why I couldn't crit him. So yeah, not only do I have, like, a better score now, but also just... got more points from the having more units survive. If Rebecca survived... that would have been quite the shutout. So yeah, Hector's better. Hector's the better unit. We'll go with that. Here you can see the battle data. I'm guessing. Although I think this ranking only applies when you actually do, like, linked battles. You can also set the... Oh, you can hide units. That's interesting. Whatever. But yeah, that's basically another aspect of this game, and that's pretty much going to be it, I think. Out of curiosity... Okay, there's the 100%. So yeah, that was a Battle Arena song. And... Oh! Okay, once you actually... I guess once you get that song, you automatically get all the songs, including this one, so... I guess on that, let's go ahead and, I guess, close out this project for good. Thank you. Wait, game over? No, no, we need a better, Okay, we'll end on that. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate your dedication to this project. It's been a blast. And I'll see you guys for the next playthrough. This has been SlimKirby. I'll talk to you guys next time. Later, folks.